Hello, today we got another EVE Online video discussing the recent Battleship buff. We're going to do a two-part video, or maybe a three-part, but I want to do armor and shields separately because I feel like doing armor in one video and shields in another video would be good to talk about the Battleship buff. So today I'm going to highlight a few of the Amar battleships and their tanking amounts for the price that you can do, and kind of crown one victor. And maybe in the comments below, you guys can outdo me in the tank, but this is just a little exploration of the fitting and what they can do. Rather than doing like a super in-depth analysis, I want you guys to get a feel for how tanky these things can be after the patch. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in game. Today we're going to start with the Abaddon. The reason I picked the Abaddon over even the faction ships, the Apocalypse Navy and the Armageddon Navy issue, is the Abaddon has a resistance bonus. It's 20% at level 5. Let's go over the character. This character has max tanking skills across the board. It's got all the passive armors trained and all that. And we also have in our head an amulet set to give amulets, or to give armor the best bet that they can do. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. But what we found is that the Abaddon is pretty sweet. We started with an Abaddon. I wanted to do something that was around the 500 million-esque mark. So I'll go over the fitting and then kind of show off the highlights. We have Tech 1 Trimarks to give more EHP. We have a basic shield thing, 2 large shield extenders and 2 multi-spectrums. This gives you something to click. And then we have 4 1600 millimeter steel plates. And we have a... I played with all kinds of different combinations of the energized membranes, damage controls, and plates. And I found that 2 C-type multi-spectrums and a damage control keeps the price around 522 and gives about the most EHP. And we managed to get a number of 536 million, which is pretty crazy. That is greater than 1 million each, 1,000 HP for every million ISK. And I don't know any other ship that can reach that figure, because that's a nutty figure. Although we are using amulets, so it's not quite true. But it is 1,000 HP per 1 million ISK, which is insane. Like, just from a metric standpoint of ISK per health. This thing is a giant whale, and it is amazing for the investment that's put into it. Super cheap, has tons of tank. Anyways, I decided to go next step up. I decided to look at the Belgolorn, and the Belgolorn manages to pull out 688k. Very similar tanking methodology. However, we spent a little bit more ESK. We went with the Tech 2 Trimarks and Republic Fleet Shield Extenders and Pitham C-Type Partner. So we're at 3.2 billion ESK. We went Imperial Navy Plates, A-Type Membranes, and a Shadow Syndicate Damage Control. The Belgolorn gets up to 718k EHP, which is in itself pretty nutty. And my cat just wants attention. It's around 700k EHP, which is insane. It's a 50% increase, but the cost is significantly higher. And that's what we found with the Belgolorn. Kind of moving on in the next step. We did a Leshak, and they were very similar. I found the Leshak and the Belgolorn to be similar, but the Leshak is slightly more expensive. I think we did A-types. And then so the difference between the Leshak and the Belgolorn is the Leshak has an 8th low, and so it can get an extra plate on it, where the Belgolorn doesn't have the 8th low. It does have an extra medium, and it kind of makes up for it in shields, but they both end up right around the same tank. The Leshak just kind of barely winning out, in that it's not as much in shields, and it's mostly in the armor. And then I'm sure the part that you guys really were here for is the monster that is the Paladin. So we fit up a Paladin. I didn't pull all the hoops yet, but we threw a Paladin together, and this bad boy got 803,000 EHP for only a few hundred more million ISK than our friends, the Paladin and the Leshak. We do already have the A-type energized membranes and the fancy plates, but I'm wondering what happens if we upgrade those membranes and check that out. I'm not sure if there's upgrades. There might be upgrades. So hull and armor, energized resistance, multi-spectrum. There are officer mods. And so let's throw some officer mods on this bad boy and see what happens. So I believe it's Cormax is the big one. So we can just kind of scroll through here, and the one that has the biggest number is the one that we're going to use 2 of. So it looks like Cormax is 74 and Kelms is the big one. So Kelms gives us up to 929k EHP. However, good luck getting 2 Kelms modified multi-spectrum energized membranes. And it brings our resistance profile up to 80%, which is kind of silly. We can also do better on the damage control. Armor, damage controls. These come in officers, and I believe it's either Cormax, 992, or Unit W. I got cat butt in my face and my cats. Yeah, we'll do Unit W. So Unit W gives us 992,000 EHP. I don't know if plates have officer. I don't believe they do. We can go armor plates, and they do not. They just have faction. I tried to get a capital plate on, and it just won't let you. It says that the module is too big for the ship, so you can't squeeze a capital plate on. So we're sitting pretty at 992k, which is kind of nutty. There's still a little bit more we can do. We can squeak out a little bit more health out of the shield modules here. The shield hardeners can go up to officer, and I believe Estimal is the way to go. We're gonna go ahead and take these off. And Nika, right when I started talking, I'm trying to record a YouTube video here. Is it Estimals? Estimals gives 931, 919, 924, and 921. So it is Estimals. So Estimals, 999 cold and 1063 hot. And then I do not believe that the shield extenders can get better. I believe Republic Fleet is the best that we can do. So yeah, Republic Fleet Thoroughfire is slightly better, or Thucker is slightly better. We'll go ahead and throw 2 Thuckers on there. However, they're quite a bit more expensive. It looks like we get to 1.06 million M3, and then we could rough math for extenders, which is something that we can do. And we could also, there's an implant that exists, or we can rough math for the command bursts, which we can add, and that is roughly an additional 40% more tank, bringing us up to just under or just about at 1.5 million HP on a Paladin, which is silly. And then, I mean, you can put blasters on this. This will clear 1,000 to 1,800 DPS pretty easily with pulse lasers, which is nutty for that amount of EHP. The other thing that we could add to this is in the market, and I'm not going to go grab these implants and simulate them because I don't have another use for these implants. But in implants and boosters, there's an implant that in armor, not slot 6, so we can't use slot 6, and that's I don't remember what Nomen family is. That's repair speed, repair systems. Slot 8, Noble Mechanic. This gives whole HP, which would increase your EHP via whole. And then 9 is repair efficiency. And then in slot 10, we have the armor hit points bonus, up to 8% additional hit points, which would give us an additional, what would it be? 80,000 EHP. So we could easily clear out 1.5 million with boosts, which is insane. Yeah, 111,000 actual HP at 85,000 resist. This is capital level tank, and it is fantastic. Although you kind of render the ship useless to put the most tank on it, you're just flying around in high sec. This is going to be pretty difficult to kill, and it is possible for you to have. So that's kind of a silly thing. I thought you guys would enjoy kind of going down the tank rabbit hole. In the next video, we'll be doing shields. This video was encouraged by a viewer comment on YouTube, and I did reply and said I'd make a couple videos on it. But he challenged me to see how much tank I could make without cost being a factor, and I decided to split it into shield and hull. And then he also asked for a fit that was under or around 500 million ISK in tank. So your comments do affect my videos, and they do help me choose what videos to make, and they do kind of help guide me. So the comments are greatly appreciated. The likes are also appreciated, and so are the subscriptions. I appreciate you guys very much. I hope you enjoy this short little video into tanking battleships armor version, and I will see you guys in the next one.